very skilled team, and the game hinges on that crazy play at the end of the first period. That the icing rule. It's one of those ones we learned from. You can't change up, but you can get off the ice and come back on. So it's one of those ones that it's kind of a crazy situation. But they made a good play and got it up the ice on a non-icing. And the 5-on-3 really hurt us in the second period. That's a huge difference. They go from a 2-2 game to a 4-2 game. Bang, bang. I didn't see either penalty. I was looking away and talking to somebody on the bench. So, we got to do better in those situations and stay out of the box.
Any questions?
Feeling after the first period, things looked pretty good with the exception of giving up the goal at the end by Thompson.
Yeah, I thought we played really well. And I think that that play at the end is just one of those things that happens in the game. And then in the second period, the power play really, really hurt us, obviously. A 5-on-3 for 2 straight minutes, close to 2 straight minutes. The score on the 5-on-3, score on the 5-on-4, and that's a real tough one. So I felt good after the first period, despite the last goal. It's just one of those things. And in the second period, that hurts us, obviously. They're a good team. They got a lot of skill. And you put them 5 of their guys on versus 3. It's a tough one. I thought we battled really hard. I thought we worked really hard as a team, and that's been how it's been for us. And I think we just got to stay with it, and we're going to get some bounces. But playing a team like this, playing a good team in a venue like this is a good thing for our hockey team. Nick got a nice goal, the first goal of the game. I'm proud of Nick. He's done a good job for us and scored some goals for us. And we're waiting for his brother Dustin to be back in the lineup, hopefully sometime shortly. But they've done a good job, and Nick had a nice goal for us.
Nick, why don't you describe your goal and how that came about?
It's one of those things there. The defenseman fell, gave us an opportunity. Goal obviously felt good to get us back in the game, and I think, like Coach said, we were playing right with them the whole game. Just a couple plays, like on our offense, it could have went the other way, just hit sticks and posts and everything. But I think we played right with them, and we can definitely play right with that team.
Nick, your thoughts on how the team felt after the first period, and did you notice anything different about UNH in the second and third?
We came out really strong. We were playing right with them. We were happy with our first. Obviously, we wanted to come out with that 2-1 lead. Second period, I think we came out strong again. Our heads were still in it. Just those power play goals kind of hurt us a little bit, and we decided to keep our heads in it. But another game, I have to go the other way. I guess in the past it has looked like that, but I think we definitely, it takes us back a little bit, but we definitely know that we can still come back.
Bob, back in the junior days, I imagine you probably got a ton of watching Paul Thompson play when you went down to watch Joe play. What did you see back then, and what do you see out of Paul now that he's a mature?
Paul's a really good player. He's gone from not playing very much, and he was a top recruit for us. I thought that he'd be. I thought he's potentially, really a high-end NHL caliber player. He played with my son Joe and Denny Carney on a line in junior hockey, and they went to the national tournament and were just an absolutely dominant. That was as good a line as I've seen in junior hockey, maybe period. Paul with a great stick, big strong guy, played center. Carney played left wing, and Joey played right wing, so they had a combination of strength, skill, passing ability, toughness. They were fun to watch. And so I've known Paul for a long time. We recruited him very heavily at Dartmouth and wanted him. He was a kid that would have been admitted, and he made a choice to go to UNH. And it's a good. He had some history with UNH with some relatives and stuff. And so I'm happy for him. He's a very good player. I'm glad he's getting a chance to play because I've always felt that he's just an outstanding player. Great hit to the game. Really, really good release. I think he's a National Hockey League caliber player.
How about Kessel?
Kessel is it's obviously good bloodlines. He's a good player. I watched him in the national tournament last year and thought he was excellent. My son Jimmy, I believe, played with him in the select 17s, I think, out in St. Cloud. And I got a chance to watch him then as a younger player, 16 or 17-year-old. He was really good. But they've done a nice job with bringing him along. His strength and his conditioning. It's really paid off. He's doing a good job with him.